The following is a Glass City Communications production.
Fold.
Doctor.
I'll see your 10 and raise you 10.
Call.
Fold.
I'll call. 2 pairs. 3s and 10s.
Well, that beats me. 2 pair 2. 4s and 9s.
Then it's all mine. Read 'em and weep, guys. Full house. 9s over queens. Haha.
Looks like it's my deal.
Michael, is that the sculpture on that shelf, the one you brought back from the planet in the Nebula last week? It's beautiful. What is it made of? It seems to almost glow even in the light.
That's the one. I cleaned it up and put it up there. You know, it's sad when you realize that's the last remnant of a long-lost civilization.
Have you had any of the science labs check it out? Maybe see why it shines to the point of practically glowing? Or what it's made of?
When I beamed them up, I got an odd reading from the buffers for a moment, but I thought it due to the reactors on the planet overloading.
Well, why don't we take it down to one of the science labs and check it out? Anne's already won half the hands tonight so far.
Can I help it if I'm better at tennis and poker than you are?
Well, I don't feel like losing any more tonight. I'm all for checking that thing out.
Alrighty then. Come on.
These are the adventures
Of the crew of the
Starship Valkyrie.
In peacetime or wartime.
Its mission is the same as all of Starfleet's.
To seek out new life and new civilizations.
To preserve the peace and protect the Federation.
To brave the unknown.
In man's greatest frontier.
Episode 203, The Sculpture.
Maybe we should start with a generic scan, like a tricorder.
Sounds good. Here's one, Anne.
It belongs to Michael. Let's let him do the honors.
Why, thank you, Doctor. Unknown mineral composition. Wait. Look here. A very slight energy reading.
That's similar to what I saw in the transporter buffer.
Is it dangerous?
Doesn't appear to be. No radiation, no recognizable elements. I think we need an extensive scan.
What do you suggest?
Should we do a bioscan? Could it be alive in some way?
I don't believe so. I think a progressive subatomic particle scan might do the trick.
Alright. I've got it in the scanner.
Starting scan now.
Repeating, the Federation News Service is reporting that the alien orbiting probe is still in orbit and is still continuing its effects worldwide. The probe has neutralized all orbiting vessels, including those of Starfleet. Government officials are urging the population to seek safety immediately. If possible, stay in your homes or places of work. However, people
This
in
is my home.
buildings, areas
Over 10
prone to
years ago.
flooding, or
Look
in
over
areas
there.
that are
Mom!
vulnerable to the storm's
Mom!
effects.
It's
Please
me!
move to your
Gina!
nearest shelter as quickly as
They don't
possible.
appear to be able to
Starfleet
see
Command has
or
ordered
hear
all
us.
personnel to
Hello?
active duty.
This is
Starfleet
during the whale
airspace
probe
facilities
incident.
are currently at
I'd
red
just
alert.
come back to Earth from SETI
Communications
Alpha
with
5,
space dock
aboard the
and all
Enterprise.
other orbiting
Not long before this
installations have been
happened.
cut off.
A couple of months,
The
maybe.
Federation president is
I was still on
currently in
survivor's
San
leave.
Francisco at Starfleet Command.
And I lost my
He was there
father.
for the council session, which was interrupted by this crisis. He's been reported to have sent out a planetary distress call. We'll have more
Computer,
updates
switch
as
to incoming
information
call.
becomes available.
Yes? Gina, get away from the windows.
Mrs. Bellamy?
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, Mrs. Bellamy, I'm Admiral Terrence Hardwick. I'm sorry, but it's my sad duty at this time to inform you that your husband, Lieutenant Commander Robert Bellamy, was killed this evening.
What? What happened? How?
He was assisting in the evacuation of several structures on Yerba Buena Island out in the bay. The storm activity caused the building he was in to collapse. Please know that he was saving the lives of others when this happened. I'm so sorry. We'll be able to assist you in any way possible, such as counseling, only after this crisis is over, though. For now, I need to get going. Again, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bellamy.
Thank you, Admiral.
Starfleet out.
Mom, why are you crying? What was the Emerald talking about?
Gina, honey, Dad was helping people in the storm and he was killed. He won't be coming home.
It was then that I realized what he did, what Starfleet meant, to help people. And it's when I decided I was going to join Starfleet right then.
He died with honor.
But what exactly is this? A memory?
We must have triggered something when we ran the scans on the statuette.
We can't interact with objects and people here, so I'm guessing it's just a vision.
I could use something warm to drink. How about a cup of cocoa, dear?
Yeah, thanks, Mom. My mother looked so sad. I was so consumed with my own pain, I guess I didn't notice.
It looks like she's making a call. With the probe causing havoc, communications are bound to be fuzzy.
Who is she contacting now?
It's really hard to make out anything. This just can't be a memory. I was sitting in my bedroom and had no clue she made a call.
Jan, was it on your orders?
Karen, what are you referring to?
The orders that sent Robert to Yerba Buena Island.
Yes, I sent him. Why? What's going on?
He was killed!
Karen, I'm sorry. I wasn't informed. Oh, no. I wanted you to leave him for years so we could be together. But it was a rescue mission. We had to get those people off the island. I would never purposely do anything like that. You know that, Karen. He was a fine officer.
I didn't think you would. I guess I just needed a shoulder to lean on and rage at.
Oh, that's okay, I understand. How's Gina taking it? My poor child.
Stop! Enough of that. She will never find out. Her father died in this accident. Let it end there.
Okay, I think it's for the best then too, Karen.
I need to go, Jan. Gina's waiting for some cocoa.
What? It sounded like Mother was having an ongoing affair, and my biologic father was on the other side of that call.
Are we sure any of this is real? This place is so packed full of people. Where are we?
We're back on SETI Alpha 5, inside the remnants of the SS Botany Bay. We were marooned here by Khan Noonien Singh. 203 people crammed into an area set up for about 80. I was working overtime trying to keep some moisture evaporators going, so we had enough water to keep us alive.
Stephen! Evaporator 2 is offline again. What's the prognosis on number 5?
I might have to cannibalize 5 to keep 2 running. This one's a mess. Has anyone found anything for food yet?
No. Unless you feel like eating some kind of eel we found.
I've been working on a communications beacon. If someone can find a way of powering it, we can try and send something out. It may only be standard radio, but it's better than nothing.
Okay, come on.
I worked hard to keep everyone alive. I was the highest ranking engineer left with the crew. The others were put under some sort of mind control and kept aboard the Reliant. But I got the job of trying to keep them alive.
But you saved them, Stephen. You kept them alive long enough to be rescued.
Admiral Kirk was able to rescue most of you and return you to Earth aboard the Enterprise. You've saved who you could on the Botany Bay for that to happen.
Yes, I suppose so. We lost a lot of good people before the rescue. Funny thing is, I'd already started on the forms to leave Starfleet, and I would have submitted them too, had it not been for my relationship with Min. That's her there, over near the bulkhead. She was such a beauty with a kind soul. She didn't survive this.
I'm so sorry.
It does seem she was right after all.
Right about?
Long after the rescue, I was talking to Diane, the woman who just walked out, and she said that Min was seeing Paul Kyle and was going to break it off with me. Seeing the two of them together here, I can believe it now. Had I known that just a week before, I would have submitted my resignation and stayed on Starbase 13, and I wouldn't even be here at all. But this whole experience helped me realise that I can make a real contribution, not just be a cog in the machine that doesn't seem to matter. It caused me to realise that I wanted to remain in Starfleet.
This appears to be my room back home.
Room? Wow, this is about the size of my home that we were just in.
And here I thought you had a normal childhood.
There you go, throwing around words like normal, thinking they have social meaning across species. Come.
Son.
Father.
I understand your eldest brother, Marc, challenged you to a rock-toe competition today.
Yes, it was the first time in years that I acceded to his challenge.
One would think, after so many years of not participating, that you would not be on the same par with him, considering how you've never beat him before today.
Yes, but Marc did so enjoy winning. When younger, I so looked up to him, only to have him humiliate me over and over again. He thinks Rotak is all about strength, when, in reality, it's about skill and knowing your opponent. I grew tired of letting him win.
I'm given to understand that he lost quite badly, and he didn't take it with the aplomb that he was trained with.
Take that as a sign of things to come.
Is this how all your conversations went? The long silences? It's almost painful.
It was my father's way. He felt that showing your emotions gave others power if they could interpret them. So he considered the ramifications of his words before speaking.
So that's where you get that from.
In retrospect, I think after my mother's death, he just didn't know how to handle his children. So he tried treating us like his business and political contacts, even after he remarried a few years later. Besides, I well remember this conversation. It does get more animated.
I hear from all your tutors that you're doing exceedingly well. Your tactical and political tutors often comment that you're the brightest of all my children. Your flight instructor speaks highly of your piloting skills as well.
There's something appealing about the feel of being in control of a shuttle or a spacecraft, knowing the craft so well that it's almost like a suit you put on, knowing its limits and capabilities.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I wasn't aware that I showed such a pleased look when speaking about flying. I wonder what my father made of it.
That was a downright rapturous look.
You still look that way when maneuvering the Valkyrie during combat situations.
I'm given to understand that you have expressed an interest in joining Starfleet.
I'm toying with the idea, Father.
I'm certain your skills could get you further if you stayed on Andoria and joined the Imperial Guard.
I'm quite sure that I could reach a high rank on nothing more than the family name.
Even farther on just your own merit, Shrun.
Your father looks familiar. Was your father...
Yes, he was.
I didn't realize that, sir.
That was intentional, but most wouldn't know in any case. What is there for me here? I'm your fourth child. Either join the guard or accept a position of drudgery in one of your business concerns. And I'm not that certain I even want to be on Andoria after your death. It is clear that Marc will make a mess of things once he has the political and financial clout that will come with being your heir, Father.
Well, hopefully, that's a long way off.
Unlike close-minded Marc and his minion, my other brother, Lars, I have spent years exercising my mind more than my muscle, and I can tell you have telepart.
Oh, what a terribly painful way to die.
Really?
Yes, but I doubt others in the household know. You tend to relax in the presence of family. I am surprised you still walk around so much. It's got to be causing you a great deal of pain. You will not be able to conceal it much longer.
Very perceptive. So, you're off to Starfleet Academy then?
Yes, I believe I will. I wasn't sure until this conversation whether to enroll or not.
There is a pattern here. So far, 3 memories, all with the death of a loved one.
And then there's the disturbing extras to the vision so far.
Then I suggest we follow my father.
Zerbik, the legal documents that I requested you draw up, cancel them. I will not be making Shrem my direct heir. It seems he has other plans.
Your face is a bit flushed, Dan.
On the ceiling? How?
Gravity plating. Looks like she's better at tennis cards and gymnastics.
Wow, Doctor, you're very flexible.
You too, Gina? Is everyone going to make a comment?
Don't look at me, Pinkskin.
Oh, there's a lot of that. How many pep...
Not another word. Out, out, out. Move it.
Is this one of those human sex taboos?
But what we saw in there, oh yeah.
I was young and fit and having a bit of fun, so just drop it.
Perhaps while we wait, we should review.
Yes.
Well, so far we've experienced 3 memories or visions of dead loved ones.
Not really. Although mine was about my father's death, we didn't see him.
Your theory wouldn't work in this case. No deaths around me at this point in my life.
Also, each of you made a life-changing decision.
That might work. I was debating whether to stick with tennis. My life needed more to it.
Are we going to believe the extra information is true as well?
It was in my case.
So what happens next, Dan?
Haven't a clue yet.
After that, how could you forget?
You don't go to the trouble and expense of setting something as extravagant as that up, and then only use it once.
Sounds like you have some experience.
It's interesting engineering, tuning the gravity fields for just the right effects.
Ugh, I'm never going to hear the end of this.
Moving back to topic, had I known my father planned to make me heir over my brothers, it's doubtful I would have left.
If we are assuming these visions are true, I probably would have been very upset at Mother and wanted to get away from her and the life she chose.
And Stephen would be doing engineering outside of Starfleet.
Almost as if we're seeing that one piece of information that would have led our lives down an alternate path.
If that's true, I have an idea that we need to head for our party a couple floors down. Gina, do you speak Gorelian without need of a translator?
Enough, yeah.
There they are, the 2 Gorelians. I never found out their names. This is exactly the day I decided to go into xenobiology. Shortly after I arrive at this party, one of them collapses. I remember feeling so useless, unable to help them. Because of their alien physiology, the medical staff that we called was also unsure how to help.
Were they alright?
After 10 years of medical training, I think I figured out what happened.
I've been on their planet before. Was it Kobo Simis?
I believe so. Be sure to listen for that, Gina. Ah, there I am. So only a few minutes until it happens.
What is, or was, wrong with him?
Well, if it were a human, it would be likened to a common case of a gas.
He's saying that his friends are right. No need to worry.
Had I known then, I would have just laughed and gone on with partying. But the one that's down was the one doing the translating, and no one else spoke their language.
We're back.
Glad that's over.
How long would you say that experience took?
A few hours.
According to the computer, the scan just finished. After 15 seconds of runtime. Results? None.
Look, it stopped glowing.
Hey, you stupid little statue! I saved you from that planet. Where's my vision?
Didn't you once tell me that you had wanted to join Starfleet all of your life? Ever since you were a little boy?
Yeah? Why?
Well, if this was about a life-changing decision, you never made one. You were always on this course.
I'm not sure whether it was true. Honestly, I'm not sure even if I want to find out. But I'm glad my life led me here. The work I do is important and rewarding. I enjoy it.
As for me, I knew at that point that I wanted to study xenobiology and that Starfleet Medical was the best place to learn and use it. So I'm really glad I joined Starfleet. With the knowledge and training I've received, I'm a more complete person than I was, and I'm confident that I can and do make a difference.
Although I was right about my brothers, I'm glad to be where I am, exploring and defending the boundaries of the Federation.
Yes, I agree with my decision too. This is the place I belong, and feel at home in.
I just feel left out. Just wait until I tell Reed what a memory vision he missed.
Oh man, will they ever change?
You've been listening to Star Trek Valkyrie, Episode 203, The Sculpture. Starring Toby Curfman as Lieutenant Commander Shrun, Dean Rogers as Lieutenant Michael Swanson, Spring Stanford as Lieutenant Gina Bellamy, Alexis Waters as Dr. Anne Ravenwood, John Kwan Yuen as Lieutenant Stephen Fox, and Andrea Collimer as Valkyrie's computer voice.
Guest starring Darren Marlar as Admiral Terrence Hardwick, Kim Vickery as Karen Bellamy, Stephanie Taylor as the newscaster, Robin Hiert as Commander Jan Sundergaard, Paul Lavelle as Shrun's father, and Marc Friedman as the voice on the SS Botany Bay.
The Sculpture. Audio play by Jerry Stanford, directed and mixed by Jerry Stanford. Music by Jerry Goldsmith, Cliff Eidelman, Ron Jones, Dennis McCarthy, Jay Chataway, and Kevin Manthe. Original theme music for Valkyrie by Jesse Richardson. Your announcer is Andrea Collimer. Star Trek Valkyrie is based on Star Trek, created by Gene Roddenberry. Star Trek is a registered trademark of Paramount and CBS, all rights reserved. Star Trek Valkyrie is not affiliated with Paramount, CBS, or any other Star Trek rights holders. No copyright infringement is intended. Star Trek Valkyrie is a production of Glass City Communications. Executive producer is Jerry Stanford. Visual arts director for Valkyrie is Video Space FX. Stay tuned for our next episode, available for free download at StarTrekValkyrie.com and available on YouTube, youtube.com/user/ValkyrieNCC2590.